Hi writers, I'm excited to be here with you today. We're gonna practice writing a sentence using a letter that we have just learned. So we started working on V words. So we know that when we make the V sound, our teeth touch our bottom lip and our voice is on. V. So our sentence that we're going to write to practice a V word is, do you see the vest? Vest. All right, so first you need to make sure you have your writing journal. You're gonna open your writing journal to the very next clean page. I say this every time. Make sure you're not randomly opening to just some spot in the book, because then when we go back to try to find it, it gets lost in there. And we wanna keep track of where we started, and then by the time we fill up this book, we're gonna see how much better your writing has gotten. So make sure, if you did the last lesson with me, our last one was, Mom got me a quilt. So you should be on the very next blank page, okay? You may have to turn the page and do it on, if yours is on this side, that is okay, but make sure it's the very next blank page. Okay, so that's what our final project is gonna look like. We're gonna come back and look at it when we're all done. So make sure that your bottom is in the chair, your feet are on the floor. Good writers always sit in their best writing stance. If your feet are on the chair, if your knees are on the chair, that affects how you write. So it's not your best handwriting, okay? So remember, we're gonna start on the top of the page first, where we're gonna write or draw the picture. We're gonna be illustrators here and draw our picture up here. Then after we're all done with that, we're gonna come down and we're gonna write our sentence where we're gonna be authors, okay? So first, to start to draw our picture, does anybody know what a vest is? So a vest, it kind of looks like a shirt, but it doesn't have sleeves. And sometimes it's full, like if you imagine like my sweater that didn't have sleeves, that would be a vest. And sometimes this has buttons. So we're gonna draw a picture to show, do you see the vest? So I'm gonna start at the top of my page. Remember, you need to leave room at the bottom for your sentence. So you should not cover the whole page with your picture, just the top part. So I'm gonna draw on this side. I'm gonna start by drawing a rectangle because I'm making a countertop. Because I'm gonna draw a picture of two boys shopping in a store looking at a vest. So we're gonna start with the countertop. Make sure the lines go all the way over. I always start with the rectangle, and then I come down here and I make it a little bit shorter than that to kind of make the bottom part of the counter. So here's the counter part, and this is like the, where like cabinets and stuff would be, okay? Or just the legs of the counter or table. Anyway, we're gonna draw a vest up here. So are you ready? To draw our vest, I'm gonna start by drawing a V for the neckline. So first we're gonna draw our V. It's a slanted line down and then a slanted line right back up. From there, I'm going to draw a straight line over, and we're not gonna give it sleeves, so then I'm just gonna make a straight line all the way down. Now I'm gonna come over to the other side and do the exact same thing from that part of the V. I'm gonna draw a straight line out, and then a straight line all the way down, around the same size as the other one, okay? Then I'm going to connect it, and that looks like our vest. And I'm gonna draw 2 circles to give it buttons. So there's our vest on a table. Make sure that if you need extra time, you can always pause the video or move it back. And make sure you press play again to restart it. Okay, so now we're gonna draw the 2 boys who are looking at the vest. So we're gonna start by drawing our head. We're gonna draw a circle. Then we're gonna draw 2 circles for the eyes, and then they're gonna smile because they like the vest. Then I like to give them some spiky hair just because that's the easiest way to do it. Then we're gonna give our stick body. So straight line down. We're gonna do a slanted line with bubble feet, another slanted line with a bubble foot. And then he needs some arms, doesn't he? Let's give him one arm up, give him a V for some fingers, another arm up, and some V for some fingers. And then when we come back at the end and we color, we're gonna add some clothes on him. Next, we're gonna draw a friend because he's talking to somebody to say, do you see the vest? So again, I'm gonna draw a circle for the head, circle for the eyes, and a smiley face because they're having a great time. Who doesn't like to go shopping? A straight line down, Slanted line for the leg, another bubble foot, slanted line again, bubble foot, and let's give him some arms here. It's a line and a V for the hands, a line and the V for the hands, and he's gonna have some spiky hair too. All right, so now we have our two boys there. And just to add to the picture, because good illustrators like to add details to the picture, I'm gonna add a little window over here because the store has a window. So I'm gonna add a square on the left side of the page here, just up at the top, and I'm gonna draw a circle for my son because it's a sunny day outside. And we'll come back and we'll add some color in there to add some more details to the picture, okay? So that's it. That's our picture for Do You See the Vest? Make sure that you have all the details that we've added here today. Now we're gonna come down here and we're gonna write our sentence. So let's remember, we always start our sentence with an uppercase letter on the left side, not in the middle of the paper. And we're not writing our sentence down the page. I'm not writing my sentence like this. We are only writing our sentence on the line, straight line. We start with an uppercase letter. You fix all that for you. Uppercase letter, and then everything else should be lowercase. So let's count how many words are in the sentence again. We're gonna hold up a finger for each word. Do you see the vest? So we've got 5 words, but we're going to break it down and we're gonna do each word at a time so it doesn't seem so overwhelming. One word at a time. So let's start. The first one is do. To spell the word do, D, uppercase D, my friends. Make sure it's on that line. D, O. O makes the ooh sound there. It's one of our heart words, do. Then make sure you have a finger space. You have to space out your words. Otherwise it all runs together and I can't tell what your sentence says. Put finger there. Our next word, do you. That's another heart word. We have learned that and we have practiced it. So I'm gonna make my lowercase y. That's a letter that falls. It should go below the line. Y-O-U spells you. So I've got do, finger space, you. Another finger space for our next word. See, another heart word, friends. So our word see, S-E. E spells see. So I have do, you, see. Another heart word, friends. The. Finger space. How do we spell the? That's right. T. H. E. Make sure you're taking your time and you're doing your best handwriting. You have your finger spaces. Straight line, friends. All on the line. All right, our last word. This is where we're practicing our V word. Vest. So let's sound that out and see how many letters we need to have. So vest. Hold up a finger for each sound as you're saying it. Vest. 4 sounds. Our first sound, v, and we just talked about that. That is our letter V. So after your finger space, v, E, v, S. Very good. Oh, what happens if I just didn't put that last letter there? S. Is that our word? No. You always have to remember to put that last sound there. So S. T is our last sound. So there is our word vest. Make sure you have all the letters there. We're going to put a period at the end. Actually, it's a question, isn't it? Silly me. So I'm going to erase that. Sorry about that. So to make a question mark, we're gonna go around the tree, straight line down, and then we put a dot there. It's asking a question. Do you see the vest? All right, so there is our sentence. Great job. Go back and double check if you need to edit, because good authors always go back and make corrections if they need to. Don't just say, I did a good enough job, I'm done. No, go fix your work. Check and see if you have an uppercase letter as the first letter. Everything else should be lowercase. If you're not sure what it looks like, it's right here. Your sentence should look just like this. Okay. From there, we're going to go back and we're going to color and add to our picture. So in my journal, I made my table gray, the bottom gray too. I made it an orange vest. I gave them a little red shirt and blue pants, and I made them match because why not? Over here, I colored my sun yellow. I colored the background blue for the sky, and I added some green squiggly for the grass. If you have extra time, you can go back and add even more to the picture. Maybe there's a rug. Maybe there's another window or a door. Maybe you add another friend in there. I don't know. You get to be creative because you're the illustrator here. Make sure you've got all your work done and make sure that your teacher checks it and sees it, friend. That's how you make sure that it's done, okay? Way to go, friends. I am proud of you, and I will see you next time.